out wide right-hand side, level the edge of the penalty area, turns around, he needs support, and in the end he does really well to win a throw-in.
He's sharp, isn't he? Really sharp, lovely little drop of the shoulder, and he works across the line really well.
Here's a chance now, they drive into the edge of the area, Tunisia look to pull it back, Jabali bulldozes his way through a couple of tackles, they're appealing for a penalty, Tunisia. I think maybe more the crowd than the players, but the referee waves it away, and now a free kick for Tunisia, another foul, 30 yards out from goal.
Yeah, I mean, look, they just cleared their lines here, Australia. They took it quick, that free kick. Maybe it's going to be brought back, maybe.
Well, it was Masakni who was on the end of it. Well, he's playing on. The referee, there's a player down injured, so the referee clearly wasn't ready to start. It's Leiduni that's down. But this is the appeal for a penalty. It was Slitty who drove it in.
There's no penalty unless they're thinking on the clearance it hit maybe Lecky on the arm or the hand. I don't see anything wrong in that move at all.
No. Well, he was, 5 yards away. He's had the ball drilled at him. I'm not sure he would have known a lot about that. The free kick then will be retaken here. 30 yards out from goal. It's just to the right for the right-hand post as they look at this. Slitty is there. And he's going to take it. Ali Abdi is peeled away to the right. Ball into the area. One again. Sutar with a header. Leiduni has it. 25 yards out from goal. Lays it back. Cross from the left-hand side. He's headed away. That's too easy for Australia. And now they'll look to go forward quite quickly. They were looking for McGree. Didn't get on the end of it. Bit of head tennis on halfway. Tunisia, though, having more of the ball in this second half, and they've had 43% possession in this game now to Australia's 38, and another Tunisian free kick on halfway.
Yeah, it's a bit stop-start at the minute, but this time rather than put the ball in the box from that free kick, maybe they've learned Tunisia, because Harry Sutar has put his head on absolutely everything. Maybe they just have to try something a bit different, get round the outsides and maybe try and thread the ball into the middle a little bit more, risk possession. Because if they are going to go direct Tunisia, it looks like they're not really going to get much change out of Australia and Harry Sutar.
Yeah, you'd think not, but they're certainly having more of the ball down the right end of the field for their fans. 9 gone second half, live on TalkSport 2. Mark Wilson with the former Republic of Ireland striker David Connolly. Watching this one, the first of 4 World Cup commentaries across the TalkSport network. A couple of Rugby Union Autumn Internationals, some FA Cup action as well. We've got everything covered. If you've got the app, you won't miss a second of it wherever you are listening. All patiently being passed around by Tunisia. Australia just sat back saying, come on, what have you got? Well, they're going to try and roll the ball into the edge of the area. It's cleared away, but straight back to a white shirt at the moment. Australia can't get out, David, but to be fair, they're quite happy, aren't they? Saying to Tunisia, you can have it.
Yeah, what you would say is when they clear their lines a bit like that, rolls, can he just find a teammate? Well, they got it back now.
They have. Moy gets a good ball away, and that will invite them over the halfway line. Lecky goes past one, jumps into the challenge but wins it, and it falls now for Irvin. Jackson Irvin advancing forward, plays it out wide on the left-hand side. Cross comes in and through the 6-yard box. There were 2 blue shirts there. Duke was one of them, but he slid in, just couldn't turn it into the goal.
He's unlucky. Just maybe the cross slightly too close to the Tunisian goalkeeper. I mean, Lecky does really well here. Looks like he's lost the ball 50-50, comes out with it. And eventually the ball's fed wide from Jackson Irvin to Goodwin. He wants it, takes one touch to set himself, and I think the cross is far too close to the goalkeeper.
Went between the goalkeeper and the defender. There was not really an Australian within a couple of yards of it. Ball works its way out on the near side, and it's given away by Tunisia. 11 gone second half on TalkSport 2. Tunisia 0, Australia 1. The other game in this group kicks off at 4 this afternoon. It's on TalkSport. France-Denmark. Dan Windle, Joe Shannon and Dean Saunders, the former Welsh international. It was quite scathing of Wales' performance yesterday against Iran and their tactics. What will they make of France against Denmark? Tune in at 4, you'll find out. Ball over on the far side, whipped in. That's a good ball. Duke just couldn't quite get enough on the header, and it skims away. Well, something out of nothing there for Australia, and had Duke just got up a bit higher, that would have been a chance.
Yeah, good move from Australia. Working the ball back to the goalkeeper, then out the other side. Deep delivery into Duke. I mean, he is such a threat in the air, isn't he? He wins near enough everything. Very difficult to mark in the box.
You mentioned it in the build-up to the goal. Just got desire to get in the area, hasn't he?
Yeah.
It was a problem. I think they're going to be offside here, Tunisia. But unnecessary, that's down the near side. City right on the touchline and just caught offside.
And also the spaces are a little bit bigger, you know, in the second 45, because you go back to the start of the game, you know, Australia crossed an awful lot into the box, but that back three were pretty close and stood firm together. In this second 45, we're a bit more open.
Ball works its way out wide on the Australian right. They're looking to put a cross into the area, but it's cleared away. Abdi gets the ball away for a throw-in over on the far side. Australia still leading by a goal to nil. They'd love a second goal. It would make the remaining time a little bit more easier on the nerves, you would feel. As they're about to take the throw-in towards the near post, but the keeper collects it and he will make his way up. Neither keepers had too much to do. Ryan had a couple of worrying moments with those two chances late in the first half, but Darman, other than the goal, despite Australia's good play, has not had a shot to save. Well,
you go back to that throw for Australia. I'm not too sure why they launch it in the box. I think if it was me, after Tunisia in that little spell in possession, I'd be pretending to throw it in the box, but taking it short and just, you know, trying to keep the ball for a spell.
Well, there they're trying to get in with McGree. McGree shoulder to shoulder with the defence, and that was a good challenge there. Maria it was, who had to be strong, and he was strong. That's good defending from Tunisia. Ball played out on the Tunisian left-hand side now. Certainly Ali Abdi's starting to see more of the ball. He's trying to get forward. He tries to find Masakni. It's out for a throw-in over on the far side. A little bit more positive from Tunisia, but can they find a goal on the end of it?
Well, the issue they've got is they're probably wide, and I think, you know, we can't really put this in the box because Harry Souttar's been superb, towering performance at the back, rolls as well, and so have they got the quality to open Australia up for something clever? Well,
they've got a chance to put the cross in from the left-hand side here. They're trying to drive to the byline, driven across. Ryan palms it away on the near side, and it'll be played forward by Goodwin. Well, that was better, and it forced Ryan into action inside his own 6-yard box.
Yeah, they got to the byline, different angle, but nonetheless, I think Australia looked pretty comfortable in those sorts of situations.
Ball now works its way out wide on the far side, and again a chance to put the cross in.
Who's there? Again, Souttar, superb. The centre half.
Yeah, great defending, but Tunisia are making Australia do more defending here as we approach the hour mark. The Al Janoub Stadium in Al Wakra. Tunisia 0, Australia 1. Nicked away though here again, this time by Naeem Sliti, gets it away. Ball's allowed to bounce by Australia, and a little bit of panic there for the first time. The ball just slammed high in the air.
Well, looking at Goodwin, he's got to liven up a little bit. Taking too long, he's going to be pressed in possession. He'll make a decision much earlier when he gets the ball.
Yeah, ball back on the halfway line. Tunisia keeping the ball alive. Their goalkeeper Darman comes forward. He plays it wide on the left-hand side. It's headed in off the touchline. And again, Tunisia come forward. They're certainly growing to the task here. Now Sassi, 25 yards out, he's going to have a shot. But in the end, it goes well wide. It draws looks of concern from the Tunisian fans behind that goal away to our right.
Yeah, their shooting from distance has been disappointing, hasn't it? Tunisia had that one in the first half from Drago, which was always rising. That one was dreadful as well.
Well, that was genuinely nearer the corner flag than it was the goal. We are about to see an Australian change. Now, this is one that maybe we thought this fellow was going to come, maybe start today. In fact, there's going to be a double change for Australia. Rustic is coming on. He's one of those we thought with them chasing a win, he might have got a start today, David.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I'm sure he had plans for him, Graham Arnold, in terms of coming on, because Rustic is terrific. What a talent. Probably their best playmaker, best player. The Aussies. He's got a great free kick against Japan. Had a little look at that, didn't we, before the game, bent it into the top corner.
He did.
And he's done well to actually make this World Cup, because Verona ruled him out, more or less. So terrific for Australia that he is fit.
Yeah, Jamie McLaren was also stripped and ready to go. We'll confirm that in a moment. It didn't look like they were making a double change, Australian. This maybe sense, Graham Arnold, that he's starting to get pushed back a little bit too much for his liking now.
Yeah, and they just look like they haven't really got going in the second half. A couple of times McGree caught on his heels, Goodwin caught on his heels. I mean, Mitchell Duke's putting a real shift up top, but maybe they might need some fresh legs now.
Yeah, Leckie has conceded a throw in far side. Mitchell Duke's goal has Australia in front as we go into the final third of this game. Live on TalkSport 2. Tunisia now starting to dominate proceedings. 46% possession, but they've turned it over. And Australia looking to break, but poor pass again from Goodwin. And it's given back. Tunisia will look to work their way forward. Good defending though over on this near side by Aziz Beach. And it's all the way back to the goalkeeper Ryan. Jabali will close him down, and it's cleared away towards the halfway line. Australia just can't quite get hold of the ball at the moment, and now there's a foul given against Riley McGree.
Well, I didn't see too much wrong in that. I thought it was a decent challenge. This might be where they make their subs though, maybe Australia.
Yeah, and here we go, and it is going to be Ashton Hrustic who comes on, and Jamie McLaren who comes on as well, and it is going to be Mitchell Duke, the goal scorer, that makes way, and Riley McGree will also go off. So a double change for the Socceroos. Maybe just wants a little bit more out of the attacking players, maybe looking to chase down Tunisia a bit more. Yeah,
it looks like for like changes. Put a real shift in McGree and Mitchell Duke. I think Mitchell will be missed because McLaren is not quite as big, maybe not as powerful, a lot smaller, more diminutive. Certainly won't be able to go long up to him, and I hope he flicks it on. Maybe might provide more energy, fresh legs.
Yeah, they need an out ball, don't they? They need someone to chase it down, and they're trying to break away again here, and Australia will get themselves a free kick over on the far side. Jackson Irvine was brought down, and a yellow card there for, I believe, for Ali Abdi. The referee just came across and showed him the yellow card. The second of the afternoon for Tunisia.
Just a little tug back, wasn't it, on Jackson Irvine?
65th minute. The booking there. Seeing pictures of Tim Cahill in the stadium. What Australia could do with him.
Well,
at his pump.
They had Harry Kewell, I think, who went to the training camp as well. So Aussie footballing royalty looking on.
We're looking on over a win, though. We will find out over the closing stages here. As there's going to be another change, this time from Tunisia, who are preparing Wabi Kazri, the man who, again, a player we thought we might have seen a bit more of so far, but Kazri is coming on, and he will have a threat for Tunisia.
Well, he's sharing captaincy duties, isn't he, with Maxani, and those two are real talent.
Well, here comes Tunisia now down the left-hand side. Ball fed in, little flick back, shot comes in, it's blocked, they're screaming for a penalty. Referee's going to play on here.
Certainly just hit the back of Aaron Moy, didn't it? I think he got in the right position there to block the strike.
Masakni with a shot. He's certainly going towards goal. Cross comes in from the left, and there's Tunisian players down in the box, but Ryan comes to claim it, and it's still 1-0, and Masakni again just asks the referee about the penalty shout.
Well, no, I don't think there's anything in this at all. Aaron Moy just got his body in the way, turned his back, like it struck his back, and maybe Tunisia resorting to a few shots from distance, and maybe the angle a little bit against them, but nonetheless they're taking it on out of maybe a sign of desperation, maybe.
Well, they've had a lot more ball in this second half, but they've not done a great deal with it. Ryan, really, only the cross that he's had to deal with when he palmed the ball away.
Well, McLaren's just muscled off the ball there. I mean, that wouldn't happen to Mitchell Duke.
It wouldn't, and now Tunisia again down that left-hand side. Jabali, Soutar just holds him off. It was like a man against a little boy there, Soutar, just held his size.
He's been excellent. And you go back to the goal against France as well. Sutar, you know, he's involved in it. A brilliant diagonal out wide. And he's had an excellent World Cup so far, he really has.
Leidouni who will go off, and here comes Wabi Kazri. Certainly a threat for Tunisia. Kazri will look to get involved here. 24 goals for him. The man who now applies his trade in France with Montpellier.
Well, certainly an attacking change. We've got taken off a defensive holding midfielder, Leidouni, for Kazri. So they're kind of throwing the kitchen sink at this, Tunisia.
Yeah, well, you get 1 in 3, 24 in 72 for Tunisia. But Duke's goal the difference at the moment. And it's a goal that puts Australia in with a real chance of progressing. Here is Kazri now, gets the ball wide on the left. They're certainly attacking down that left-hand side, Tunisia. Now they're looking for the crossfield switch. And the ball cleared away and out for a throw-in on the near side. You get the feeling they'll get one chance, certainly, David.
Yeah, they might do. I mean, it's just whether they've got that quality to open. I mean, Graham Arnold, the ball bounced him there. He went to go and clear the ball and just let the ball run across his boot. He's certainly not going to get the ball back in play anytime soon.
No. 22 remaining on TalkSport 2. Busy day of football ahead. FA Cup second round to come. Here's a chance now. And Jabali just couldn't find his teammate. I think the offside flag had gone up, so it wouldn't have counted anyway.
Well, it looks like a few weary legs out there for Australia. This is where they have to focus, you know, mentally as well as physically. Under an awful lot of pressure. I mean, there wasn't a lot in that offside. I mean, that was very, very close, but obviously it was.
I think it might have been that one, the second ball that was deemed to be offside. Time remaining. First of 4 World Cup games across the TalkSport network. As Tunisia try and clear their lines, level with the edge of their own area, but Moy will pick up the clearance. He feeds it forward. Headed away again.
Oh, it's come to McLaren. Sorry, it's come to McLaren again. He's got to try and get hold of the ball, hasn't he? He's come on in a couple of times, been out-muscled.
Well, that was better from Rustic on the far side, and looked like he was pulled back, and he doesn't get a free kick. There's been a few confusing decisions from the officials this afternoon, and that may have been another one.
Well, they have to get up to speed, the two subs, you know, with the pace of the game, because, you know, they're more flair players, aren't they? Rustic and McLaren, but nonetheless, got to get hold of that ball, secure possession for your team, relieve a little bit of pressure.
Tunisia building from the back. McLaren chases down, and he closes down and wins the ball back high up the field, but it's given away again. Sliti has it, gets it away. Kazri just trying to flick it forward. It's cleared up towards halfway. Picked up again by the white shirts. Sassi, the half-time substitute, looking for options. Goes to his right-hand side where Dylan Bron. And now they're played along the back. Tunisia are looking to try and get themselves going again here. Ball on halfway. So they are trying to push up a little bit higher up the field. We saw Moy there trying to win it back, but decided he wasn't going to get there and just backed off, and that allows Tunisia now to play the ball towards the final third. But Moy's got it back for Australia, and they will look to work their way out on this near side. There was almost a miscontrol there, and it's played forward and chested down at the back by Tunisia. Well,
they're just not getting hold of the ball, are they, Australia, at the minute? There's no Mitchell Duke there anymore, so when they are playing those longer passes, it's just coming straight back. They're not picking up the first or the second balls.
This is Berkshire really well now, and he finds Goodwin, who plays it forward. Here's McLaren, left-hand side of the penalty area, pulls it in, big chance, and sliding in there was Leckie. He just couldn't get his foot on the end of it. Big chance, Australia, still 1-0.
Oh, terrific ball across the box from the substitute McLaren. He just fired this with his left peg, and it's just fractionally ahead of Leckie. He's so unlucky.
Well, if he'd have got anything on that, it was going in the back of the net. The goalkeeper surely would have been beaten from there. But it's a chance that didn't quite fall as Australia would have wanted it. 19 remaining. Tunisia again coming forward. They need to do a little bit more with it here. Sassi has it. Feeds it now. City, that's a better pass. Inviting the ball into the area. Shot across goal. Masakni at the near post, and it was beaten away by Ryan. Ball comes back into the area, and it's hammered away, and the referee, I think, has given Australia, I thought he'd given them a free kick. He hasn't. He's play on, but that was a chance.
It was. I think Masakni's got to go across goal, and he goes towards the near post, doesn't quite wrap his foot around this, and you'd expect Matt Ryan to save that, and he did.
Here's another chance, 25 yards out, across goal, and a shot straight into the arms of Ryan, who falls forward to collect it. Pretty routine, that one, but finally Tunisia is starting to make Matt Ryan earn his money.
Absolutely. Look, this chance for Masakni, he's forced away from goal on his left foot, but he's got to really try and direct that across goal, straight into the arms of Matt Ryan. Is this opportunity again for Australia? McLaren just fizzes this, fires this across the 6-yard box, just ever so slightly ahead of Lecky. Really unlucky.
He's
flying in
too well, hasn't he?
Too much pace on the cross, wasn't it? But it was very, very close.
It was right in the place where the goalkeeper couldn't get it and where the attacker couldn't get it. Still 1-0 Australia lead. That Duke goal on 23 minutes. As Australia looking for their first win, and more changes coming here. And Jabali is making way. Taha Yassin Kanisi is coming on. And also coming on into the action is Waji Kashrida. So a double change for Tunisia. Kanisi and Kashrida come on. Can they make an impact here? As Australia with Aaron Moy just had another effort on goal. Fell edge of the box, he's hit it. It was always going over the top, but we've seen Aaron Moy score goals like that. He just didn't quite get his foot through it. And it's away for a goal kick. 16 and a half plus any added on time remaining. Ball played forward here, they've gone a bit longer, and now that's a nice takedown on this near side by Kashrida, the substitute. Wins a throwing down by the corner flag, and maybe just a little bit more being asked of this Australian defence now.
Well, they're certainly just trying to stretch Australia across the pitch. They've tried that diagonal a couple of times.
And here they are now with a chance. That's a good ball in, flicks off a header at the near post, and then comes off the late arriving Masakni. Just couldn't control the header. The deflection though took it out of his path. It came off Kai Rolls.
He done well, Rolls, didn't he? At full stretch, he just trying to get something on this just to clear it. In the end landed at the head of Masakni, who then couldn't quite direct it towards goal. But they are certainly laying siege to this Australia goal now.
They are, but can they turn that into a goal? As one more change comes for Australia now, and it's going to be Milos Degenek who comes on, and he's going to replace Fran Karadzic. I mentioned some tired looking bodies. They've had a lot of running around to do in this second half, these Australian defenders.
Yeah, they have put a real shift in. That back unit's been superb. I mean, Matt Ryan, you would say, hasn't had to make any sort of telling save. You know, he hasn't been worked with something into the corner. Everything so far has been at him or off target. Might have to be called upon to make a decent save at some point, and he's certainly a top goalkeeper, so they've got him behind him as well, that back unit. I mean, Suter's been superb, Roll's been excellent.
Kazri just won a free kick, and he now will get the ball back underway, back in play. Tunisia running out of time, 15 left, good ball over the top, but the run there of Kanisi was beaten by Matt Ryan, who had a good position all the way through that.
Yeah, just a little bit too straight, that pass from Sinisi. I don't know why Matt Ryan bowled that out. He's put his fullback under enormous pressure there and he's lost possession. Surprised his experience, Matt. You know, take your time, get your defence up the pitch. The issue is they don't have Mitchell Duke anymore. Maybe if they had Mitchell Duke, they'd be going, right, oh, let's get up the pitch, get it up to Mitchell, he'll win a flick on and we'll play in Tunisia's territory. As it is, they don't have that. You know, they got little McLaren and it's forcing them to play out a little bit too much.
Well, they've got it on the halfway line here, Australia, and now they'll play it into the feet. Up front they go, Lecky gets it away, Hrustic has it. holds on to it. A little bit of passing there, but not the best pass to Moy, but he did well to get the ball out wide to Behic. He'll cut in field now. Plenty of blue shirts coming forward. Australia would love that second goal. Goodwin plays a first-time ball. Leckie, well, he's done well to win the challenge edge of the area, but back there defending well was Maria.
He's gone, Leckie. He is absolutely run. He's run his race. He looks knackered, maybe a touch of cramp. He's still down. Sometimes when you go to stretch and keep someone in play, that just makes your cramp worse, and well, it looks like he's feeling the back of his calf. I think for him, he's hoping, I'm sure Australian fans hoping that's cramp. Looks like it.
Yeah, just rolled the socks down a touch.
And Rennie Meulenstein there, just having a word with Graham Arnold.
Yeah. Deep in conversation here. He has worked hard, Leckie. A record equal in 8th World Cup appearance. He's level, of course, with his goalkeeper, Matt Ryan.
Well, he won't want to come off, and I'm sure they want to keep him on, but he's got to be fit because 77 gone, plus stoppage time. He's still got a fair way to go in this game. You need everyone fit and firing.
Well, they're deep in conversation. I'm sure they had plans of how maybe they were going to use their bench, and maybe weren't quite thinking this would have to happen, but he's coming off to the sideline. I think he's going to carry on, but he's, like you said, he's stretching those calves out. Pulls the socks back up, he's ready to go back on.
Well, it's difficult to run off cramp, especially this. Well, still, as we say, it could be 20 minutes left, maybe. Who knows?
All given away over on the far side. Ali Abdi will be disappointed with that pass. We've got 12 remaining plus added on time. First of 4 from the World Cup today. Poland, Saudi Arabia, France, Denmark and Argentina, Mexico are all live on TalkSport from 1 o'clock onwards this afternoon here on TalkSport 2. Kings Lynn against Stevenage, the FA Cup second round, live and exclusive on TalkSport 2. And we follow that up. Wales against Australia and England against South Africa as the Autumn Nations Series draws to a close. 2 big games, and you'll hear them live on TalkSport 2 this afternoon. All headed away by Australia. Bit of a wrestle here. Australia, though, looking to break down their left-hand side. Rustic has it. He's got Moy outside him. Moy looks up from the left touchline. There are 3 blue shirts in the middle waiting for a cross. Can Moy deliver it? Moy now, well, he looked to spread it out wide. It wasn't the best pass, but it falls to the corner of the box. And it runs away and out for a throw-in over on the far side.
Well, I don't know what went wrong there. Maybe just took his eye off the ball there, Leckie, because that's a really good move. And it was a comfortable take for him on the chest. Just seemed to lose flight of the ball. Maybe a bit of fatigue setting in.
Ball look forward here. Ryan's come racing out of his goal. Now he needs to be careful. In the end, he'll just play it out for a throw-in. He rather got there a bit too early there, had a bit of time to think about it.
Well, that high start position was a good 20 yards outside his box. What I would say, he's put the ball out in his own half, and he could have bashed that down the other side of the pitch and forced Tunisia back. I don't know why he cleared it so close to his own goal.
Well, such is the way the world. Tunisia go back into their own half anyway to build up play. They've been better second half, but we mentioned right at the top of the show today that we wondered where the Tunisian threat would come from, and well, they've rolled the dice, they've thrown the subs on as Ryan just watches another ball go harmlessly behind his goal, a long ball forward, and you get the feeling Tunisia is starting to run out of ideas here.
Yeah, certainly. They've taken on a few shots from distance, a couple of crossfield passes that have gone off the pitch, lacked accuracy. And the head coach there, Kadri, I'm sure he's pondering, what else can I do now? He's tried everything. He can't put any more attackers on the pitch, but haven't quite had the impact they would have wanted. They've struggled to open up Australia in around the box. They've really lacked the finesse and guile and craft. And unless it's Masakni, it doesn't look like anyone else is really going to make anything happen.
No, just over 9 minutes remaining. Tunisia win it on the halfway line as a strong challenge goes in, but it's play on here. Slitty has it on this near side. Ball works its way forward. They're going out wide on the left-hand side. Looking to put the cross in is Abdi falls in the area, and Sutar tried to let it roll and then realised he was going to have to put it behind. That was more threatening from Tunisia. They've got a corner.
Yeah, tried a little clever dink ball into the box here rather than the deep delivery. As you say, nearly caught Sutar out there. Took no chances, cleared his lines. And this is where, with this delivery, they've got to get it right, Tunisia. Keep it away from Sutar if they want to get a goal.
Going to whip the ball in near post. There's a bit of wrestling there. That might be looked at. Ball will be recycled down the left-hand side, but all they can do is keep it from going out for a goal kick. Well, they look to be a bit of a challenge near post, but no real appeals. Kazri's just having a word with the referee. I just wonder if this may get checked.
Well, no, I think they're just saying to the referee about the time that it's taken for Australia to take these throw-ins in this second half. You know, they have taken their time, but he's indicated to his watch, no, this will all be accounted for at the end.
Well, if there's one thing players can't complain about this World Cup, it's the not enough time being added on, and he's telling them again, get on with it. Australia.
Well, they might have had a little look at that incident in the box. Maybe that just bought him a little bit of time, the referee, but he's waved on.
Yeah, play on. Now a free kick for Australia on halfway. 1-0. Australia lead inside the Al Janoub Stadium in Al Wakra. And they're going to make more changes here, Australia. Next time the ball goes out of play, but when will it go out of play? And Sutar again is forced to hoik the ball out of the edge of his own penalty area, and it's just getting a little bit more frantic, this defending from Australia. Signs that nerves are starting to fray a little bit for them as well.
Well, what will they do here? Will they maybe on this throw launch it in the box? Tunisia try something different. Yeah, it looks that way.
He's coming off the fence, isn't he, Abdi? That's not a bad long throw either. Headed away though. Volley comes in from distance and it bounced just in front of Ryan. It was Talibi with a shot. And that was well dealt with there by Ryan. That could have been really dangerous.
It's ambitious though, isn't it? He's a good 30 plus, 35 yards out. Takes an awkward bounce in front of Ryan, but I think it's got to be something special to beat Matt Ryan. Straight into his arms.
Long ball forward from Australia, headed away over on the far side. Deganek just lets it roll out for a throw in.
And Lecky sort of indicates, well, why are you kicking to me? Because, you know, he's what, 5'7", he's not going to win it, and he didn't. This is where maybe the changes will come in. We might see the end of Lecky, or maybe not.
Yeah, Lecky and Goodwin are both running empty on the fuel stakes, as Moy does well. Feeds it forward. McLaren will do the running, but it's played out comfortably here. And forward they go again, Tunisia. Moy though picks it up on halfway and he sets off the other way. Looks to get it out wide. Lecky now, chance to deliver. Ball out for a throw-in over on the far side. He's certainly not the threat he was earlier in the game. And the referee just stops play as we're going to get some substitutions coming on. And I think Lecky might be one of those that is going off. We'll find out in a moment. Also going off is Craig Goodwin. We thought that one would happen. Now Armobile of Cadiz comes on for Goodwin. And Lecky trudges off on the far side. His race is run. And it's going to be Keanu Bacchus that comes on, plays at centre, and his second appearance in the World Cup as well. So Mobile and Bacchus on. The two wide players have been changed. That might just freshen things up. Last 5 minutes plus added on time. Ball towards McLaren. He got a good header on it, but he headed it away from goal. Now the ball is played deep towards the far post. It's headed away by Tunisia. Sassi will complete the clearance. Oh, an error there at the back. A big error. And a chance here for Tunisia. Closing in on goal. Brilliant tackle from Sutar. Brilliant tackle to deny Kanisi. It was Kanisi who pounced on an error there from Kai Rolls. And now forward come Australia. Moy again seems to be growing in energy as those around him flounder, but he loses out. But that was a great cover tackle from Sutar.
Absolutely. For the second time in this game, he's covered across. You know, Rolls just trying to clear his line, lost his footing, and outstanding again from the Australian centre-back, who's been sensational. What a story it is for him to even be at this World Cup, fit enough, and he's had to, the tragedy he's had to encounter as well, losing his brother. He's been excellent.
He has. Colossal performance. Ball back to the goalkeeper. He plays it up quite nicely there, Darman. He's not seen a lot of the ball in this second half. He's forward again, go Tunisia. Rampaging forward to the edge of the box. They try and slide it through. Kanisi will get it back. Saliti, weaving run. Couldn't get it away. And it's cleared away in the end. It's like Ricky Villa in the FA Cup final.
I mean, Mobile has to get up to the speed of the game. I think the subs at times look like they've struggled to get into it, Australia. I mean, Tunisian right back, he's just run past Mobile like he's not there. I know he's young, but he's got to get up to speed here, Mobile.
Masakni lays it off. They delivered the shot. They play it out wide on the left. Cross driven in straight into the arms of Ryan, who clutches it gratefully. There were 4 white shirts in front of him, but the cross was far too near the keeper. Yeah, he was straight into his arms. Here's this touch or miscontrol from Rolls. The ball bounced up, hit him in the face, and he completely lost his foot and fell over. And if it wasn't for his other centre half to switch on, Harry Suter has been superb. Was indeed. Seeing it again. Maybe just the first touch of Kanisi took him a little bit away from goal, didn't it?
It was heavy as well. He just invited those long legs of Stoke centre back. Great challenge.
Brilliant tackle. Here though, again, down the right hand side this time, looking to get the cross in if they can. Can they fashion a chance? It's straight at Ryan. It was Wabi Kazri who got on the end of it. He's not seen too much of it in the area, but that was another half chance.
I mean, this is where it comes down. Australia's left, and at times, I know they've made the change with Mobile. I mean, the story behind him is something else, but you know, defensively, he's got to switch on. This is the World Cup. He's got to help his fullback out. He's leaving him completely isolated. It's the second time now they got round the back.
You'd argue that the subs for Tunisia have had a little bit more impact on the game than the ones for Australia.
Yeah,
you?
certainly.
And here's a chance for Rustic down that right-hand side. He's just eased off it there by Abdi. In fact, it was Talbi who cleared it away. And now the ball works its way down the right again. Tunisia full of running as we go inside the 89th minute. Down this near side. Shrida gets it, but he's got it infield and a sliding challenge there. Saliti, and now the ball comes out again wide right. They're probing Tunisia. Can they produce the one great chance that will give them a chance? They play France in their final game. That will be tough, and they work their way into the edge of the area, and Australia again will play their way out of trouble from the back, but they've given it away. Moy will come across and crunches into the challenge. He's been, I think, second half, he's done plenty of work in that midfield.
He has, and testament to him, you know, the time he spent on his own. I think Australia, they had a strength and fitness coach that worked with him in a local park in Glasgow, getting him fit. Brighter joining Celtic, and he's been superb here, considering he hasn't played an awful lot of football, has he?
It's amazing, isn't it, when you think, you know, how successful he was, and then ends up without a club, but he's back in the game now. He's certainly in this Australian team a key figure, as is Suter, who wins yet another challenge. Needs to get back and defend again. Well, a foul goes in there by the substitute Kanisi. Well,
the ball's in the middle third, and Rustic comes on. He tries to play a nutmeg, loses possession. You just think, the subs, I'm sure Graham Arnold will say to him, look, play the game, manage the game. We're 1-0 up, last few minutes, you know, it's not a time to be trying to nutmeg people in and around the halfway line.
6 added on minutes. Maybe Tunisia would have hoped for more than that. We've had half a minute of those 6 already. Ryan taking a free kick, and he's going to eke every second he can out of this one.
Well, where's he going to go? Where's he going to try and hit? He's got to just put this in the corner somewhere. That's not a bad kick.
And it's headed away by Tunisia, and they will go forward long. Sutar's been pulled back, but still holds off Kanisi and gets it back to Matt Ryan, who will not play out this time. Plays it forward to halfway, taken down on the chest by Tunisia. Through the centre circle with Sassi. Ball move wide on the left-hand side. Time running out. 5 minimum added minutes remaining. And still they try and pass their way through Australia. Ball over on the left-hand side now, level with the edge of the box. Back to centre they go, 35 yards out. Thought for a moment they were going to have a shot, would have been one of desperation. Saliti has it on the near side, little drop of the shoulder onto his left foot, puts the crossing towards the far post, ball bouncing around edge of the area, cleared away. Sassi will get it. He puts it back into the edge of the area. A chance here for Tunisia. Can they get the ball back to Khazri? Khazri has Moy in front of him. Moy blocks the attempted shot. Ball bouncing around edge of the area. And it's Moy who will bring it away again. Khazri tries to stop his progress.
Brilliant.
Moy does so well. And now a free kick. And that was brilliant midfield play.
It was. He reads that Khazri's going to try and put the ball in the box, sticks a foot out, blocks the cross, and then he goes and gets after his interception, keeps it in play. Lovely turn and one inside a free kick, and he's been outstanding, Aaron Moy.
So a win here, should they hang on, puts pressure on Denmark, who play France this afternoon. Could well be a winner takes all next game between Denmark and Australia if it stays this way. Tunisia won't be out, but they would need to beat France, and that's going to be a tough ask.
It is. All Australia can do now, put the ball in the corner again, as they've done there. Keep it alive.
He plays it forward, but there's no blue shirt there ready to take it.
I tell you what, they've really struggled out Mitchell Duke, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. Tunisia advancing. Good interception that time from Mobile. Gets it out for a throw-in on halfway. It'll be taken quickly. We've had 3 of the minimum 6 remaining. Tunisia 0, Australia 1. Australia on their way to their first 3 points of the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. But Tunisia have got other ideas. They're trying to feed it down the right. They'll keep it in. Sakiri puts it in. It's a good cross, but Ryan collects. Came into traffic and came up with the goods.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want your goalkeeper to do under pressure. Come for a cross if you can. Takes it cleanly. That's about 8-9 yards out. He's come a long way off his goal line there. Superb. Gets a little pat on the head from his centre halves. And they know they're close, these Australian fans. The camera pans to them.
Long ball forward. Tunisia running out of time, running out of hope. They won't be eliminated, but their task will be a tough one as they aim to get out of the group. And they go all the way back to Daman, the goalkeeper, beaten by that Duke header on 23 minutes. A well-constructed Australian goal, a wonderful team goal that might see them off and running in Qatar. All wide on the Tunisian left. They'll rue those 2 chances right at the end of the first half. Masakni had one of them when he fired wide from close range. Now the cross comes into the area. It's still bouncing around. Khazri beaten again by a good challenge edge of the box. Still Tunisia have it. It's a poor ball. It was a tired crossing. And it's headed away by Australia midway inside their own half.
Yeah, it's under hit, but nonetheless the ball is going to be back in play pretty quick. Just got to keep focusing here, Australia. Concentrate.
Is there one last chance? We're inside the 6 of 6 minimum added on minutes. Tunisia, can they strike? Ball in, headed away. It's not yet cleared from danger. Oh, that hit a hand. It was outside the area. It comes back in and it's cleared away. And there were no real appeals from the Tunisians. Degenek, I think. All right, might have been Beach on the far side. It struck an arm anyway. And Australia punt the ball downfield. And they're chasing here. There may be one on the break for them. There is a chance on the break here. Can they find a cross? Dancing his way into the area was Mobile, but he's lost it. And it's now or never for Tunisia now.
He's got to keep the ball in the corner, Mobile. I don't know why he drives inside into traffic, loses possession. I mean, he's lucky. Tunisia give the ball away as well. Got away with that one.
Well, Matt Ryan has just stood with the ball on the byline, waiting for a Tunisian to come and get it. Graham Arnold is furious on the sideline about something. That might have been Nabil,
I think it is. I mean, the story of him is brilliant in terms of a refugee, came to Australia as 11-year-old from, I think it was Kenya, some story.
Ball goes forward and that's it. The Socceroos have got the win. A win they needed to keep their hopes of qualification alive. Mitchell Duke with a goal on 23 minutes, a wonderful team goal. It was a great header and a great goal for Mitchell Duke. Tunisia had a couple of really good chances at the end of that first half. They dominated preceding second half, but they could not find an equaliser. And now Australia set up a final group game against Denmark, knowing that their qualification hopes are in their own hands.
Yeah, look, outstanding for them. I thought they showed real character today, had to dig in, Australia, certainly in that second half, and I thought their defence was brilliant, especially Harry Souttar was just sensational. He put his head on everything, corners, crosses, clearances, the ball on the ground, how many sliding challenges he made, a couple of brilliant blocks, that one in the first half as well. He was involved with the goal, and obviously they scored a great goal as well, terrific team goal. And credit to Graham Arnold, kept his composure, didn't tinker with the team too much, just the one change, didn't go for broke from kick-off, made a couple of changes as there was a few tight bodies out there, but look, defensively they stood firm. Aaron Moy, middle of the park, magnificent. So there was a few terrific performances within that Australian team, make no mistake.
And it will be a threat for Denmark. They'll know what the result is. They take on France later on.
Yep.
And the pressure well and truly on now.
Yeah, that's right. And I think Australia, certainly will take comfort that they've scored, their opening goal in 2 games now. And, the players look like they're getting a bit stronger. They've had to concentrate in that second 45, show different skills, right? So different sort of qualities as a team that they will certainly need against Denmark. And this was a game, I think, a must-win game. And whoever won it would have a chance of qualifying, and Australia have done that.
Yeah, and they're just having a big huddle on the field here. They're enjoying this one, maybe saying that, big game to come. Who knows where it may take them. Well done to Australia. Lots of live football. TalkSport 2, exclusive live FA Cup second round action, 12:45. Kings Lynn against Stevenage. Over on TalkSport from 1, it's Poland, Saudi Arabia. Then that's followed by France, Denmark, and Argentina against Mexico. Coming up next on TalkSport 2, it is the World Cup Game Day podcast with Sam Matterface. It ends, though, at the Al Janoub Stadium in Al Wakra. Tunisia 0, Australia 1.
TalkSport 2, official broadcaster of the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022.
Game Day live on TalkSport 2, presented by EE Full Fibre Broadband, powered by BT.
At Asda, get 2 for £20 on beer and cider packs. Perfect for getting your friend round for the footy. Mix and match from a great lineup including Budweiser, Magnus Cider, Asahi Super Dry, Corona Extra, Peroni, Carlin and many more. It's a win-win. Selected Asda stores online, subject to availability. Exclude Scotland and Wales. Pack sizes 10 times 330ml to 18 times 440ml. £13 to £14 each. Drink aware.
Well, here we go. Let's go out there and show them what we're capable of.
Yes, boss.
And remember, always work as a team.
Yes, boss.
And above all, remember our secret weapon. U-Power safety shoes. Comfortable, light, but at the same time strong and resistant. That way, we'll have finished all our work by tonight, but still feel rested.
Yes, boss.
Let's get to work, guys, with U-Power. U-Power, my choice. Find your closest dealer on our website, u-power.it/EN.
I didn't know you sold that. We hear this all the time. Well, guess what? Here at Magnet Trade, we don't just sell kitchens. We got everything you need to get the job done. From timber, sheet, plasterboard and insulation, to silicons, adhesives, doors and floors. Plus, our trade customers get exclusive trade discounts, amazing offers and promotions, and even referral rewards when their customers buy direct through our showrooms. Open a Magnet Trade account today. Results!
You join us as we preview the Suns World Cup team. What a lineup. Tony Adams at the back, no-nonsense opinion and quick feet for a big man. Also famous for playing football. Jack Wilshere in midfield, ex-England maestro, creativity and flair. One to watch. Troy Deeney up front to smash in some incredible insight, and all overseen by the greatest manager never to win a World Cup, Harry Redknapp. The Sun's World Cup columnists bringing you opinion, analysis and insight throughout the tournament. Read them only in The Sun.
Yeti was having a bad fur day. Again. Poor love. So when he heard there was up to 40% off in the Amazon Black Friday week, he treated himself to a volumizing hairdryer. So he could be furry and fabulous. Looking fly, hairy guy. Get up to 40% off in the Amazon Black Friday week. Ends 28th of November.
Well, this is an interesting lineup. He goes in with a chicken McNugget, a cheeky pass on the barbecue dip, nice move there, and sour cream's left open on the edge of the box. And there they come with a chicken select. Oh, what a performance!
Fancy a McDelivery? Come together this FIFA World Cup with the new McDelivery chicken combo. 20 chicken McNuggets, 10 chicken selects, 8 dips, all for just $15.99. Exclusively for McDelivery. Until the 18th of December from 11 a.m. Participating restaurants only. Price may vary. Delivery fees apply. 18 plus. Subject to availability.
Talk Sport 2, official broadcaster of the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022. The FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 on Talk Sport 2. Every game, every goal, every minute of the football from the desert on official broadcaster of the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022, Talk Sport 2. Make it a date. Get it?
Reduced price, great price, clearance price, sale price.
These sound good, but not as good as lowest ever price. Because this Black Friday you get Sky Glass, the smarter TV from Sky with Sky Entertainment and Netflix, all for just £36 a month. At Sky's lowest ever price. Yeah, that sounds better. Go to sky.com. Ends 28th of November, subject to status, £10 upfront fee, £36 per month for 43-inch TV on 48-month interest-free loan and Sky Ultimate TV subscription, £25 per month on 18-month contract. Minimum speed 10 megabits per second, terms apply.
This is TalkSport 2.
Hello and welcome to Qatar for the Game Day World Cup podcast with me, Sam Matterface, alongside TalkSport's football correspondent Alex Crook and the assistant editor of the Mirror, Darren Lewis. Every day when you wake up, we'll have a bite-sized special delivery from the World Cup, bringing you a roundup of all the day's action, discussing all the upcoming games. Today's top stories, well, it's all about England, isn't it? England draw with the USA. Where was Phil Foden? Anyone seen him? Has Gareth Southgate hid him in a locker somewhere? He didn't get on last night. Why? And is it actually such a bad result? England are basically through, unless they get humped by Wales, which isn't going to happen. So they'll be going through to the knockout stages of the World Cup. Wales, meanwhile, were humbled by Iran when Hennessy sent off for a Harold Schumacher-esque lunge. Can Argentina bounce back from their Saudi humbling when they take on Mexico later? And France have another chance to stake their claim as favourites later today. It is the Game Day World Cup podcast from TalkSport.
They have to win. They can't afford another false start. They must hit the ground running. And after 64 years of waiting, there are now no second chances. Support from Ansar Assad. He's played it square. Wales are wide open. It could be 2-0. It is. And Wales' World Cup hopes are crumbling here in Al Rayyan.
The red card was not acceptable. We hope they all come together today, and we were nowhere near them.
And dive for Dieng! He scored! That will do it! Make no mistake, Senegal are going to win it now. Qatar 1, Senegal 3, and that is surely the end of the story.
Qatar, we know, are out of the World Cup.
And wouldn't you just know it, Enner Valencia has now scored Ecuador's last 6 World Cup goals. He gets them level,
and it's all square to make the third match day in this group so intriguing.
The USA have provided trouble in the past, but 3 points for the Three Lions. And a place in the last 16 is theirs.
England have had
5 shots in 86 minutes. 6 goals the other night, 5 shots today, only 1 on target.
It's too easy to play against England.
And that is that. Full time and some boos emanating around the Al Bayt Stadium in Al Khor. And the positive result is the only real positive of the night. It's finished England 0, United States 0.
Well, I think we can all say with a degree of confidence that England were brought down to earth by the USA with a bit of a crash yesterday, because after all the highs of Monday and the sort of feeling that they were going to score a bucket load of goals and all the critics had been pushed to one side, the critics were back in force straight after the end of the game. And I understand it. Leadership is action, someone said to me this week, and it did take a long time for the leader of the England team, Gareth Southgate, to take any action. For me, I think they should have made changes at half-time. Darren, what did you think? And is it as bad a result as everyone's making out?
Well, I'll do with the second question first, because I don't actually, looking back, think it is as bad a result now, the morning after. I tell you why. Think about the Euros and the run to the final, and another grudge match we had in that tournament against the Scots. We drew 0-0, we managed the game. The next game, it wasn't impressive either, but we did win against the Czechs, and that continued our run to the final. So I think we have to trust a guy who's brought a lot of credit with the last 4 placing and a final in the last 2 tournaments. I think as far as was it that bad a result? Clearly I agree with you that he should have brought players on sooner. I can't understand. This was, and it's only a slight criticism, because for me, and I've written this for the Daily Mirror, Gareth Southgate is absolutely the right man for the job. You know, I think he's set a new higher bar for England management in terms of on the pitch and off the pitch. It doesn't mean that he's not vulnerable to criticism. And I think last night, you were right. He should have brought players on at half-time. When he saw Saka wasn't at the races, he should have replaced him. We know, we love Saka. He's going to be around for years, and I think that he's a player we've got to protect. But it was clear that Trippier wasn't at the races. We needed some attacking thrust. Why not throw on Trent Alexander-Arnold? We've got the players. I just don't understand why he waited so long to use them. And that's something that has been a bone of contention for a while. Sometimes Southgate can sit on his hands a bit rather than react.
Yeah, I think it took too long. Anyway, performance-wise, it was pretty flat from the very first minute. But I have to say, Alex, I am more in the camp of, didn't the USA apply themselves well? I think that McKennie was absolutely terrific in midfield. I thought Tyler Adams was tenacious and superb, smothering whoever he had to cover for England. He was pressing high up and causing all sorts of issues. Musa played well. He was the England player until he was an under-18. Absolutely terrific performance by their midfield, which outfoxed the England midfield, who didn't do as much as they should have done. I always thought that might be a bit of an issue. And I mentioned it to you yesterday. You know, they played so well against Iran when they had loads of space, but they had to do a lot more defending yesterday and didn't really manage it. It was just a good. They just sat off, pressed England, waited for the counter-attack, and then tried to get in behind. And they did it a couple of times. They had 2 great chances. McKennie should have scored, and Pulisic hit the bar. They were the better team. They had the better chances, but England didn't do enough to change it for me. And that's a shame, really, because one of the things we came out of Monday with was, look, they made 5 substitutes in the game against Iran, and all 5 of them made an impact. So there is a little bit more depth in the squad this time around. Why not use it? What were the biggest problems for you?
I think you've hit a lot of nails on the head, to be honest. Midfield area was key. I think they worked out from the game on Monday that if you can stop Jude Bellingham, if you can stifle him, then you put England on the back foot. They had more energy. The US, I think they showed more desire to win the game. That, to me, smacked of one team trying to win the game and another in England knowing that a point would probably be enough to do the job. And I feel a bit culpable because I went on with White and Jordan before the game and said, I've been Southgate's biggest critic, but he's set the blueprint now, front foot, attacking football against Iran. If he keeps doing that, then England have got a chance of going a long way in the tournament. A few hours later, we're back to the old pragmatic, defensive, safety first Gareth Southgate. I thought it was a dreadful England performance. And I fully understand why there were boos at full time. This tournament is an expensive one to come to. That ground was a nightmare for the supporters to get to and from. So to pay all that money and all the hassle and effort of getting to the game, to watch such a turgid display, I think they were right to vent their frustrations. I think Southgate has also created an unneeded narrative with the Phil Foden situation. Nobody can understand why he wasn't introduced from the bench. Gareth said afterwards, well, he doesn't play as a number 10 for Manchester City. Marcus Rashford came on as a right-sided winger. He doesn't play there for his club. At times, the England manager is a bit of a walking contradiction.
I think it's worth pointing out that, Darren, what you said earlier on about the Scotland game and the European Championships a year ago was maybe a sort of measure of how England managed the tournament. And I think last night was probably an example of that. England knew they didn't need to go hell for leather, because if they got a point because of the result earlier in the day, they were basically through to the knockout stages. It's almost sort of similar. I pointed that out in commentary last night. You can get pessimistic with England quite quickly. You get very high, you get very low. The key thing for the manager is to stay on a level footing. He said he knows that the fans are going to be annoyed, but thinks that England are on the right track.
Of course, I want our fans to go home happy, and I want our fans at home to have a smile on their faces, so we haven't quite managed to achieve that today. But people are going to react how they react. I can't let that affect how I feel about the team or how the team feels. The objective is to qualify. You have 3 games to do it. I would imagine most teams in the competition will take 3 games to do it. And we have to stay calm in these moments. We've been through tournaments before, and we know that I've been as a player and as a coach. We had a unique thing with getting through the last 2 in 2 games, and partly that's in the Euros because 3 teams go through, so that's not really a realistic thing anyway. So yeah, look, I'm sure there'll be a lot of noise. This is the tournament of external noise. Then we'll have another layer of that, I'm sure, but we're on track with a bit to do. We can still win the group, and that's got to be our target.
So, Darren, you agree with him? They are on the right track. He just maybe needs to up the entertainment value.
Yeah, just to reiterate what I said before, we didn't lose, and that's what we're assessing. Again, we did not lose. We're in control of the group. Wales haven't beaten England since 1984. They've got to win by 4 goals. It simply isn't going to happen. Plus, we have the opportunity to field as many as 7 new players from the start. We have the players to do it. Listen, America are in a good place, no doubt about that. You look through the side, Yusuf is in Valencia. Christian Pulisic, of course, we know from Chelsea. Matt Turner's been at Arsenal. Serginho Dest at AC Milan. He was at Barcelona before. They've got good players playing at a high level. But I think we all know what we've seen England's players do at club level, at the highest level before. And so everyone has a right to expect a more expansive, exciting performance, because they tantalised us with that the other day against Iran. The other thing, I'd say 2 things. One, as you know, Andros Townsend is a TalkSport columnist as well as a Mirror columnist, and he was telling me on Thursday that when he and his Crystal Palace side beat City at the Etihad and he scored, everyone then had big expectations, and he said it's natural for that to happen. And he said the next game we played Cardiff, and we had a goalless draw. So, and he was saying to me, I would manage everyone's expectations not to believe something massive is going to happen. And he was right. And then one other thing I'd say is what Crook was saying a second ago. I got home from the Al Bayt Stadium at 4 a.m. in the morning. I struggled to get an Uber. I had to get a coach. I was the only person on the coach all the way back from there down to the main media centre, and then I had to get an Uber. Nobody cares about my struggles, but Crook's making the point that so many England fans have travelled a long, long way to watch that match. That kind of underlines why they're so frustrated, because in the short term, they don't talk about game management and they don't think about that. They think about the cost. And given that Gareth Southgate talked about wanting to make a nation happy because of the cost of living crisis and the press conference, I think, yeah, it's justified that a few England fans will be a bit upset. But I think in terms of bigger picture, we are still on track.
TalkSport 2, official broadcaster of the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022.
Kick off the celebrations with 2 Co-op stone-baked pizzas and 4 Budweisers for just £6 at your local Co-op. Get your home team together. Co-op. It's what we do. Ends December 13th. See shelf edging for included products. Excludes Northern Ireland. Selected stores subject to availability. Please drink responsibly.
This December, it's People's Postcode Lottery's biggest prize ever. £16.9 million will be shared by players in one lucky postcode area. So, sign up before midnight tomorrow. I really hope it's your door we're knocking on.
PPL manage lotteries on behalf of good causes. 18 plus conditions apply. Play responsibly. Not available in Northern Ireland.
You'll be cheering too if you're eligible to join My Diesel Claim. If you owned or leased a diesel vehicle between 2009 and 2020, you could be entitled to significant compensation. At My Diesel Claim, over 1 million people have already put their trust in us. That's over 10 sellout crowds at Wembley. It's free to sign up and you can check your vehicle's eligibility instantly. Join thousands of other football fans and head to mydieselclaim.com today.
Wrapping presents fast so no one gets to peek. Last minute asks for guests to have a seat. Race for the best spot to watch the TV. Chuck the pillows on the floor as a make-do settee. Christmas chaos.
Celebrate the chaos this Christmas at IKEA with everything you need to be a great host. From tables and seating to gifts, decorations and Swedish treats. IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
More than one, maybe 2 types of cupboard.
You can't choose who's allowed in the pub, which means you can't stop that annoying bloke from getting in or talking to you about his new kitchen for 90 minutes,
cabinets,
forcing you to miss the entire
I
match.
wanted this shiny one, she wanted this.
Enjoy 100% of the game at home with a Rustler's Burger made with 100% British and Irish beef. Give yourself the chance to win the ultimate football party by
Just imagine winning Lotto this Christmas.
Imagine Christmas if one of us won it.
We'd have to treat the people around us.
I'd buy the local.
Yeah.
I'd just put a tab on. Christmas lunch on me.
This Christmas, it could be you. Don't miss the Lotto triple rollover tonight. Play on app. Lotto from the National Lottery. Account terms, rules and procedures apply. Players must be 18 or over.
Little Bear, there's rumours about your unbearable behaviour.
Little Bear doesn't comment on rumours, but can talk about Lidl's big Christmas toy event, where you get a wooden train set for $19.99, a Polly Pocket Adventures purse at $14.99, or Funko Pop figures for $8.99. Because Lidl is big on a Christmas you can believe in. Subject to availability, products available in selected stores from the 27th of November, excludes NI.
This is TalkSport 2.
Wales' hopes of staying in the World Cup hang by a thread after what was, quite frankly, a woeful performance against Iran. They had one chance in the first half. Ben Davies had a chance in the second half. I mean, they literally had nothing. And bearing in mind, Iran played so badly on Monday, it looked like a bit of a surprise, really. I actually just anticipated that Wales would win this game because I thought Iran was so poor. Actually, I think what I said on Tuesday probably bears fruit, really, that I think Iran had something else on their mind on Monday when they played England. All the political situation, the country's in turmoil. I wonder whether or not that had a massive, massive effect on the players. And as a result of that, they didn't perform. But yesterday they did. They fought, they scrapped, and they won. And actually, they deserved to win that game, Darren.
Yeah, they did. I think as far as Iran are concerned, a lot of people are underestimating them because of the manner of England's defeat the other day. But Iran in the last World Cup, they drew Portugal, they beat Morocco, and they only lost by a single goal to Spain. And as far as Carlos Queiroz is concerned, he gets those players playing. As far as their players are concerned, I love their front man, Mehdi Taremi. He scored 20 goals for Porto last season, and he scored 11 before the World Cup began. going into the tournament, and he scored 2 against the English. And I think they have a front man with cutting edge, and they've got movement and energy and creativity in that side. And I think against the Welsh, they were everything that they were not. You could see the Welsh looking at, they're led by 2 aging players who just wanted to get here. But clearly they're not going to be able to roll back the years to 2016. And it may be time now. Well, it is time for them to look for a new vintage. One last thing. Rob Page messed up big time by starting Dan James in the first game instead of Kiefer Moore. He should never have done that, and he'll have nightmares about that decision, because when Moore came on, he was brilliant in that game. He started this game, understandably so, but by then it had got away from him.
Well, let's hear from Rob Page, who says that the performance was unacceptable.
Our performance before the red card was not acceptable. It's we hoped it all come together today, and we were nowhere near the levels we've set, the standards we've set of recent games. And when you're off par, when you get 1 or 2 you can carry, when there's so many off days, there's only going to be one outcome.
How hard was their task made by Wayne Hennessy's red card, Alex?
They were being outplayed long before that, to be honest. I think they were lucky to only lose 2-0. Obviously, going down to 10 men made it easier for Iran to get those 2 late goals, but it would have been a travesty. They didn't win the game. Ridiculous decision from Hennessy, to be that far away from goal in the first place, and then to absolutely poleaxe the Iranian player, who actually still had quite a bit to do. Had Hennessy just shown a little bit more composure. But Darren's right. You can't afford to carry any players at World Cup. You certainly can't afford to carry 2 players. And I think Rob Page bottled it, really, with the changes that he made. Ramsey should have been off a lot earlier, only ended up being subbed because of the sending off and the necessity to bring on a new goalkeeper. Could even have taken off Gareth Bale, to be honest, because neither were making any impact on the game. But if you look at the Wales squad, with the greatest respect in the world, they've got players from League One and League Two. I'm not sure really why anybody expected much more from Wales in this group. They were always going to be the whipping boy.
Netherlands 1, Ecuador 1. Another goal for Cody Gakpo. And what a finish it was as well. What a brilliant hit from the edge of the penalty area, Darren.
Yeah, super player, justifying his hype. 2 goals in as many games. Lots of people wanted to find out what was all the fuss about in terms of Gakpo, because obviously Man United have tried for some time to sign him. Well, we're finding out in this tournament, really responding well to the pressure and the hype, and doing a fantastic job of selling himself to all of the big clubs around Europe that want to sign him.
England could end up playing Ecuador, couldn't they? And I mean, I think they'll be a threat. I'm not sure that you two are as convinced as me that I think they'll be difficult to play against. But Enner Valencia may have picked up an injury and might not be able to play for the rest of the tournament, so that would be a concern for them. But I thought they caused the Netherlands all sorts of problems, Alex.
It would be a problem, bearing in mind that I think he scored their last 6 goals at this World Cup and at the World Cup, and he's looked very sharp. Listen, I don't disrespect or underestimate Ecuador. I think when we recorded our preview pod, we both picked them out as a young, energetic side who could cause 1 or 2 problems. But I think ultimately, again, Gareth Southgate has got a bit of luck with the way that the draw has panned out. It's not a strong group. This is not a great Netherlands side. I think they've got a bit of stick from the great Marco van Basten, which Virgil van Dijk took issue with in the post-match press conference. I would expect England to beat whoever comes through this group. But you're right about Gakpo. Southampton were very close to signing him in the summer transfer window. I don't think they're going to be able to get him now come January. I think he may well end up at Old Trafford.
Qatar 1, Senegal 3. The host nation get their first World Cup goal. Swaves of empty seats yet again. It's almost as if they're not really a footballing nation. The whole idea of the World Cup coming here seems a little bit, a little bit less easy to defend when you see the lack of interest in the host games.
TalkSport 2, official broadcast partner of the English Football League.
Kick off the celebrations with 2 Co-op stone-baked pizzas and 4 Budweisers for just £6 at your local Co-op. Get your home team together. Co-op. It's what we do. Ends December 13th. See shelf edging for included products. Excludes Northern Ireland. Selected stores subject to availability. Please drink responsibly.
Feeling stressed about the Black Friday frenzy?
Oh, yeah.
Relax with Paramount Plus. Join before the 28th of November and you'll have a whole year to enjoy our mountain of entertainment half price.
That seems logical.
There's Top Gun Maverick.
Good morning, aviators.
Yellowstone.
I'm doing this for our family.
Star Trek, Geordie Shore and so much more. Really exciting. So right now it's just $34.95 for a full year instead of $69.90. Paramount Plus. Join now. T's and C's apply. 18 plus. Auto renews at the then current price unless cancelled. New subscribers only. I feel so relaxed.
You'll be cheering too if you're eligible to join My Diesel Claim. If you owned or leased a diesel vehicle between 2009 and 2020, you could be entitled to significant compensation. At My Diesel Claim, over 1 million people have already put their trust in us. That's over 10 sellout crowds at Wembley. It's free to sign up and you can check your vehicle's eligibility instantly. Join thousands of other football fans and head to mydieselclaim.com today.
This December, it's People's Postcode Lottery's biggest prize ever. £16.9 million will be shared by players in one lucky postcode area. So, sign up before midnight tomorrow. I really hope it's your door we're knocking on.
PPL manage lotteries on behalf of good causes. 18 plus conditions apply. Play responsibly. Not available in Northern Ireland.
If you're looking to trim your spending, checking for subscriptions that you no longer need could be an easy win. The Barclays app makes it simple. You can view your subscriptions and upcoming payments in one place, helping you to manage your spending. You might even spot some other savings you can make right now too. For more money help, search Barclays Cost of Living. Barclays, make money work for you. You need to be 11 or over to access this product or service using the app. T's and C's apply.
Yeti was having a bad fur day. Again. Poor love. So when he heard there was up to 40% off in the Amazon Black Friday week, he treated himself to a volumizing hairdryer. So he could be furry and fabulous. Looking fly, hairy guy. Get up to 40% off in the Amazon Black Friday week. Ends 28th of November.
Here comes the football.
Unbelievable! FA Cup Game Day on TalkSport 2.
Good afternoon and welcome to Norfolk, welcome to Kings Lynn, where we have FA Cup football for you here on TalkSport 2 this afternoon. There may be a competition going on in Qatar at the moment, but if you like your football steeped in 150 years worth of history, then the Walks Kinlin is the place to be this afternoon. We're live for FA Cup coverage of Kings Lynn in the National League North and Stevenage in League 2. I'm John Dunn and I'm joined by former Arsenal and more appropriately today is former Stevenage player Adrian Clark. And Adrian, let's set the scene to start with. If you were to sketch out a non-league stadium, I think you would probably sketch this. We're stood in a grandstand that was built in the 1950s, two open terraces at either end and a long covered terrace on the far side, and cup fever has very much hit this small Norfolk town.
Yeah, good afternoon, John. Yeah, it is a very stereotypical non-league stadium. I love it. The pitch looks good though, I have to say. It's a touch heavy, a lot of rain of course over the last couple of weeks, but it's in perfect condition. But yeah, the crowd has been gradually building over the last hour or so. Plenty of people have been in this ground nice and early. They're really looking forward to what should be a proper cup tie. Two informed teams, a couple of divisions apart, and yeah, the scene is set for a possible upset.
Looking at their best crowd here at the Walk since 2006. That was in an FA Cup second round tie as well. Let's bring you the team news. Kings Lynn were in cup action in the week. They were beaten here on penalties in the FA Vars against Hemel Hempstead. 2 changes to their 11, with Ben Stevens and Ken Charles dropping out. Tyler Denton and Theo Widrington coming in. He's the Suns' manager, the manager's son. More on that later on. And it looks as though Kings Lynn will go with a back 5. Paul Jones, the goalkeeper. Aaron Jones, Josh Coulson, Adam Crowther, Tyler Denton and Oliver Scott across that back 5. Cameron Hargreaves, Michael Clunan, the captain, and Theo Widrington in midfield, with Josh Barrett just behind their number 9, their leading goal scorer, and the very appropriately named their headline writer's dream, Gold Amotea. For Stevenage, 3 changes from their last league game. That was a 1-1 draw last weekend at Grimsby. Jake Trees, Saxon early, and Danny Rose moved to the bench. Jordan Roberts, Arthur Reed and Jamie Reed coming in. Also a back 5 for Steve